Before you tell me about that, I got a question.
Okay.
Have you ever seen an umpire fondle a pitcher's ears?
That guy was. I don't know.
The word caress comes to mind.
I hope he was wearing a cup so we couldn't see him getting aroused.
It was terrible. It was terrible. I want you to explain.
It was almost as bad as the guy that was feeling Bumgarner's hand there.
Oh, that guy was a creep, too.
Yeah, he was.
Hey, what is that, by the way, where they're checking hands?
They're checking for spider tack.
Stuff. But
I can't take it.
But Showalter was trying to figure out something to get his team going. They got one hit yesterday, the Mets. So he asked them to, and they checked. They must have thought something was going on too, the way as thoroughly as they checked them.
The spin rate was more than it should have been.
Spin rate, yeah, the spin rate was
okay.
very good for Musgrove. That's for sure.
How did that impact you?
When I saw it unfold, and there's a reason I had the reaction I did. Buck Showalter was so arrogant and defiant because, well, there's no reason that Joe Musgrove can be one-hitting my team.
Right.
And I get part of it was he was trying to get his team going, but he looks like such an arrogant ass in that moment, in my opinion. I know Patrick probably doesn't agree with me, but that was so much about I'm so much smarter than the room. Look at what I'm going to do. I thought personally.
I don't think it was that. I think it was a desperation act to.
There was that too. No question.
Now Buck is an arrogant guy, but I think that was a desperate act to see if.
But you said it reinforced your dislike of modern baseball.
I am not. Pat and I were just talking about this when you were using the restroom. I watched the San Diego Mets game last night with my boys. But boy, the modern game is starting to lose me a little bit. It's strikeout, walk, home run, strike, and that's not exciting baseball.
Well, maybe next year when we can get the left-handed hitters can get some base hits again,
that would help.
Might help.
That might help.
Would you explain to me why a bigger base? What does a bigger base do?
This one I don't know, but my prediction is we will break 2 ankles in the first month of the season of prominent players because they are used to striding in a certain way, and they'll stride onto the corner of a base and crack their ankle, and then we'll get rid of them and we'll go back to the other bases.
You know what else I miss? The tie going to the runner. I miss that.
Yes.
And now we
shouldn't have to go like this.
Analyze pixels.
Yes. That's all.
I'm
BS.
Tired of this BS.
And the slide, the one that drives me is when the guy's hangnail leaves the base for an 18th of a second.
Plus these words I can't say. They have to wear oven mitts when they're on the base paths.
Yes, oven mitts. They should be illegal.
Oven mitts.
Yes.
That's what they are.
They are. They're oven mitts. Yeah. Well, instead of teaching a guy to slide on his ass, they teach him to, they've given up on trying to keep him from diving, so they now have him wearing, oven mitts. Yeah. Once in a while I'm looking around for one of those in the refrigerator.
I know where they're hanging.
In the kitchen, not in the refrigerator. And I don't know where they are.
While you were making quiche, or what were you preparing for a meal?
When I'm reheating something,
sure.
And,
I use them frequently.
But not to run the bases.
Wait a minute.
Not to run the bases.
Is Patrick aware of the incident? Speaking of reheating food?
The chili?
Is Pat aware of the story?
He knew I spilled the chili.
I knew he spilled
you did?
Chili.
Okay, I did.
God,
yes. On that occasion, I had an oven mitt that caused the fall. I didn't like the aesthetic. The thumb was sicking in the chili.
They should be a little tacky.
Yeah.
They should be a little tacky.
Yeah.
You needed spider tack to keep the chili from falling to the ground.
That guy, I thought he was going to kiss him. I thought he was going to lean over there and just kiss his ear.
Who was the ump molesting him? Which one?
The first base ump was the guy we've ripped a million times. I'll look it up.
Not Phil Cuzzy. Was it Phil Cuzzy?
No, it wasn't Phil Cuzzy.
And Musgrove stood there and he was fuming, but he didn't do anything. He was just fuming.
But then he gave him a dirty look.
And then he
struck it.
pretending he was blowing some saliva at the Mets dugout.
Yeah, right. Well, it's nice to see a little bit of a rivalry, but it was stupid. It was a desperate act. I saw Buck get humiliated as bad as a guy can ever get humiliated in a small crowd. I've told you guys this story. 1992 All-Star game. Kelly is managing because the Twins won the World Series out in San Diego. And the clubhouse is, because of my close relationship with TK, I'm in his office, even though it was not open, And all the Twins representatives have these like play like a champion T-shirts or something. I don't know what it says, but it's got some cliche about being winners on them. And the American League made Kelly take Buck as one of his coaches. The American League president made him take. And Buck says to Kelly, "Hey, Tom, can I get one of those T-shirts?" And Tom says, "No, Buck, you can't. You don't get these T-shirts. People don't give these T-shirts away. You have to earn these T-shirts by being a winner. You have to earn these T-shirts." So and he went on for like 4 minutes, and Buck was about 2'6" when he slid out of the office. 'Cause this was Kelly's chance to get his revenge on who he didn't like Buck anyway, and then the president of the American League made him take Buck as one of his
I will
coaches.
say this: that would have been a really great game to write last night. That was shades of great expectorations from Red Smith.
Yes, it would have been. Red would have had time, and then the Mets. The poor Mets, they win 101 games, and they have everybody all fired up, and then they just kind of quietly go into the evening.
Boy,
after
they
that.
didn't they?
Yeah. It's they did not. I heard that they didn't sell that game out. They've had big fans.
39,000, about $2,000 short.
But no big deal. But the fans were like depressed because they blew a 9.5 game lead in the last 6 weeks.
Well, it's 10.5 in the middle of June, I believe.
Yeah, and I think it was 9.5 in late August or in September.
First base umpire that Buck Showalter approached last night was your buddy Alfonso Marquez, who then fondled the ear.
He has an ear fetish. He loves ears. He's an ear guy.
He's an ear guy.
He's an ear guy.
He is. Well,
a lot of people are ankle guys or whatever. He's an ear guy.
Back in my day, I'd take a look at the ear.
Ears are good.
I'd look at
I
the
like
ear.
a nice ear.
A nice ear.
Yeah, I like a good ear.
Not anymore, because we
except on the wrestler.
You're my age, you got hair in them, and it's bad.
Yeah,
wrestlers got the bad ears.
Oh yeah, cauliflower.
You know what I can't find? I used to have a nice. Well, this was in Fort Myers. This Hispanic gentleman.
Yeah.
And when you get your hair cut,
yeah,
you live around he would get a little torch. He had a little tiny torch with a flame about this, right about this big.
Yeah.
And he'd burn the hair out of your ears.
Nifty.
It was great. And I
got a machine that does that.
Do you? Yeah.
Battery operated.
But okay. I might have to get one of those.
A nose trimmer, but you can use it in the ear.
You can use it in the ear.
Oh,
yeah. I think the ear's hair is easier to just yank out, but it's hard to get at the.
But if you yank out nose hairs, you sneeze to beat hell.
Yeah, you do. But this guy, I'd go get my hair cut
just to get the
twice
torch
in spring training, just to get the guy to burn my hair.
Does it have the bad smell though with burnt hair?
Oh, I love burning stuff. Don't you love the
I don't
smell
like the
of
smell
burning?
of anything burning that's human.
That's a good point.
Well, but hair is, it's like,
burning hair stinks.
Be like smelling a cat get burned,
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's not.
Well, Joe might need your help here in the future.
Yeah, he's got cats moving.
I either got cats or raccoons in the shed.
Well, you don't want the raccoons.
No.
No, they're because something might wander by, and they can be vicious. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Get your license today?
No. So this is Reavers. You can relate to this? I hope. Last Thursday I went to get my license renewed.
Now, why can he relate to it?
Because I think he's probably dealt with, and you can relate to it too. But the gal who's been a civil servant in the state of Minnesota for 40 years, and she's now 70, and she's sitting there waiting to have a person my age wander up there, have made a mistake on the paper. You didn't put your Social Security number on there. Oh, okay, all right.
Yes, dear. Sorry.
But They all hate their job. They hate the ones that have been at it for 30, 40 years. They're still going to work. They got some lazy-ass husband at home who retired 20 years ago from being on the railroad. He sits at home, puddles around, does nothing, and doesn't cook. When she gets home, she's got to cook dinner, and she just hates the job, and she hates people, and I love them. I love those gals because I love the misery of. So they now take an appointment, right?
Yeah.
So I get a 2:00 appointment. I register for it. It's just fine, and I get there early, like I always do. And the guy says I can't let you in there till 1:45. So
right.
it's like 1:42. But he lets me go in there. I sit down. And I'm in there for 8-10 minutes, and I get called up, right? Mm-hmm. In the old days, you'd go in there, they'd grab a number.
Yep.
You could be there for hours, right? You could be for hours.
Yep.
So as we're finally, she's caught all my mistakes, and then I said, "Boy, I really like this new system. It's great. You don't have to sit there." She says, "I like the old one better. I like the old one better." I said, "Why?"
Because people suffer.
She said, that was the reason. Because she wanted people to hate being there as much as she did.
That's true.
Yes,
we're in this together.
Yes, we're in there. God, what a beauty she was. It was just, she comes home from work every day. I hope the old man's got a nice, tall brandy waiting for her, because she comes home in a bad mood every day. And I've never met one of the civil servants in these kind of jobs who likes her job. They all hate it. So
Did your license expire?
it would have on October 17th.
I got to see when when that happens.
Yes, that's good to look up.
2024.
No, you're in good shape.
2024.
You know that my
Are you enhanced?
no, hell with it. My passport is good for 5 more years, and I can't remember going and getting the new one.
Well,
we're only 5 years ago.
We're actually going through the process because she wants to plan some trip sometime down the road and wants to get ahead of it. And I thought, the last time we went in for passports was 15 years ago, I think.
Then you don't have a passport.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the reason why we have to do it now, because we haven't had one for a couple of years.
Well, the bride, we got to the airport to go to Canada. We were going to. No, we were not going. We were staying in the States. But she brought her passport, and when she flipped it open, it was expired for about a year or so. But I found her driver's license somewhere in her crap. So.
You remember how I found out? I called in when we were still on the radio. Remember, I drove up for the Wild Winnipeg playoff game.
I almost didn't get back.
And he said, "Hey, just to let you know, your passport is expired." And I said, "Well, I'm literally just going to the hockey game and I'm coming right back." So they gave me a 24-hour, this has to be stamped.
But you can't get in there with your Minnesota driver's license?
He let me in, but I had to have this certificate. He stamped it when I went in. He goes, "This is only good for 24 hours. So if you're not back here at this checkpoint within 24 hours, you aren't getting back into the U.S." Huh. So that's how I got it.
And now, as a guy who formerly covered the Vikings, Such, I respect your opinion. Did you watch much of yesterday's game?
No.
How did they make that an adventure?
Oh God!
Because the first half was a beatdown of unbelievable proportions.
Surgical.
So every receiver he threw to was wide open.
Right.
They just went up and down the field. They had 307 yards in the first half, and they're ahead. They gave up a touchdown at the end of the half, which they did a lot last year. But the idea that Chicago would have, I've stopped watching at halftime, and all of a sudden I look and they're behind 22-21. I don't know what the hell happened. How did it happen?
I can tell you that when they scored the touchdown to make it 21-10, I went, uh-oh. Because the Bears were getting the ball back to start the second half, and Fields had been not very good. But the Mooney kid, the wide receiver, he made one of the best catches of the year so far.
You stayed in the house yesterday to watch that game?
No, I was in the garage watching it.
At least you're standing up.
That's right. And I'm outside, us, throwing the ball around with the boys. It was a good time.
Yeah. I took a 45-minute ricey walk.
Yeah, in the car.
Took the top down. Drove around.
The ricey walk.
Drove around a couple of lakes. Got out a couple of times. Stretched. Walked.
That counts.
Walked over the lake, looking at the shore and stuff like that.
I forgot about the
Hey,
ricey
can you
walk.
help me out?
Sure.
I want to modernize my lingo.
All right.
Every time I drive by Lake Calhoun,
Right.
I think I should learn how to pronounce what the hell this name is.
What do you think it is?
Becca Mecca Casa.
No. Bidet.
Bidet.
Maca. Ska.
Bidet. So bidet. I should think of a bidet.
I guess.
I should think of having water shot up to my private parts. Bidet.
I think it's bidet,
Bidet.
maca ska.
The bidet. Maca.
Why'd you just call it
ska.
Lake Calhoun?
Well, I do.
Yeah.
But I keep, now they've even changed, have they changed Calhoun Towers to something else yet?
yet.
They're not yet. So they're probably in trouble. So everybody says, somehow you're a lesser person if you haven't made an effort to
Reavers.
Yes, sir.
Google, how do you pronounce the new name of Lake Calhoun?
I am on it right now, sir.
Right. I think it's bidet maca ska. But it's been offered in different forms. But that will modernize your lingo.
That would. Okay. I could have. I should have.
We are looking at how to pronounce the name of the largest lake in Minneapolis, Minnesota, United States.
Right.
Here we go.
How do you go about pronouncing this strange-looking, for some, name?
Yep.
Bidet Makaska.
I was right.
Bidet
Makaska.
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 Bidet
There you go.
Makaska.
Bidet Makaska.
Makaska.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bidet Makaska.
Well,
You can find a lot of stuff on your internets.
that's right. Sid said that.
So you had a Sid tweet. Was it today?
Oh yeah. Today.
Hey, who found the rules? Somebody had all
Somebody sent the rules back. Yeah.
Oh,
somebody sent
I
the
meant
rules.
it. I got a copy of
On
that.
Twitter, yeah. I got a copy some damn place. But, well, I thought this after, Kirk Cousins, first of all, in the old days at the Metrodome, Judd and I were talking about this. After Cousins' first half, Sid would have been going up and down the press row there in his day, telling us what a bunch of jackasses we were for not, think Cousins is any good. But I was thinking that, yes, this morning would have been the day Kirk Cousins could have gone to a lot of places and made way more money.
Yeah. Yep.
But he is so loyal and loves the Wilf so much that he wanted to stay here and win the Super Bowl that they so richly deserve, you know. And it wouldn't have been the fans; it would have been the Wilfs that he would have been. But I can see Sid. I could see that coming. That Kirk. It wouldn't have been enough to say Kirk played really good. It would have been. He sacrificed. He's sacrificed
for
to
his
be
team.
here for you ungrateful sport writers who haven't been properly praiseworthy of him.
He beat Tommy Kramer's club record for consecutive
17
passes.
consecutive completions. I saw a tweet from Kevin.
Were any of them daring?
There was a few good. He had a couple of really nice throws.
Kevin
in the first half.
Seifert said that according to Football Focus, he didn't throw any of his completions into a tight window.
Really?
On none of his 41 attempts did he, meaning a guy's within a yard.
Yeah.
None of his 41 attempts was first time.
Does that say more
ever.
about him or the Bears?
Bears. It's not his fault. I mean, he might have thrown some guys open too, but there was he didn't have to throw it into tight coverage.
I do remember at one point in the first quarter saying to someone via text, how the hell is Justin Jefferson that wide open?
Mm-hmm.
Because there were a couple of throws where there wasn't anybody within 5 yards of
They
him.
must not have that all-star cornerback who can just play him one-on-one, which is what Philadelphia did, and
And Detroit tried to do.
Detroit tried to do.
Can they beat Miami at Miami?
Yes, because every time a Miami quarterback gets hurt, they don't let him play anymore because Tua 3 weeks ago, they didn't take They let him back on the field when they probably shouldn't have. Yesterday, Teddy gets hit, right? First play of the game. He passes. They put him under the tent. He passes concussion protocol. But the guy now that they have back in the locker room, who's studying everything, saw him stumble when he got up. So they didn't let him play the rest of the game, even though he passed concussion protocol. Because they're calling it because of, when Tua, the second game he played, did the fingers deal.
Right.
That's an ataxia. They're now referring to it as an ataxia move. And apparently that must mean something with your skeleton or something.
Neurological.
So when Teddy gets, you just got hit, and you get up and you're a quarterback and you stumble. Apparently now, if you stumble, and the NFL hates the Dolphins, they suspended the owner for a year because he tried to steal Tom Brady, and so now if you're a Dolphin quarterback and you get sacked, you can't play anymore. So
did Tampa win yesterday?
Yeah. And
they beat your Bear. No, wait.
Falcons.
They beat your Falcons
On
a
the
controversial
worst call I have ever seen made in the history of football.
Oh, the roughing the passer call?
Yes.
He didn't get rough. He did not rough. Brady was not rough.
Coddled him to the ground.
Right.
And Brady landed on top of him.
Bogart said it was unnecessary.
It was. I could not believe they made the call.
That's why I can't stand to watch it anymore. The influence of the officials is so great.
It is.
It just drives me crazy.
Plus, I hate when they say, please add a second to the clock.
Yes, right.
Drives me crazy.
Well,
I got your second right here.
You might agree with me on this. The worst thing to ever happen, basketball's got a lot of problems. But the worst thing to ever happen was when they put tenths on the scorecard, on the scoreboard second. You and I grew up.
Oh, no, you don't have tenths.
You had seconds.
That's right.
You had seconds, right?
Yep.
Now we got, stop the action.
Got 6/10 of a second.
We got to look at the clock.
It is not 8.6 seconds. After our 7-minute review, we have decided it's 8.4 seconds.
Yep.
Or vice versa.
I can't take it.
I can't either. I don't. Replay in general. I think screw-ups were fun. Don't you?
Yes.
Bad officiating. We could complain. We could
throw a beer bottle at them.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's right. That's right. I think replay is the worst thing that ever happened to all sports. It takes time, and it takes half the fun out of it, right? As you said, baseball. A guy's pinky finger comes off the base, or he's out by an 1/18 of an inch, and we got to slow it down. But you know why it is here to stay more and more than ever? Because it makes TV important. It makes TV loves replay because it makes them important.
Aren't they important enough?
They are important enough, but they make you and I stay and watch to see what the replay verdict is going to be. And the NFL, they use them to take timeouts and then come back and know that we have to sit through the timeout. Whether we don't know if the break's going to be a minute and a half or 2, but we have to be there to see what their decision is when they come back.
Speaking of Tom Brady,
Yes.
did you see the hot rumor over the weekend?
Who's
as to
the girlfriend?
Nope. You guys, what's the phrase you've used for years now on this show? Undefeated?
Undefeated.
I think we might have our first case of that not being so.
The other way around.
Really?
According to one of my favorite publications,
Well, if it's not TMZ, it don't count.
that's true, but I'm going to go with this anyway. An outfit called Marca.com, it's an online publication,
Sure.
says that Tom Brady's abstinence ritual has reportedly been the reason for the iced marriage with Gisele.
What?
The 45-year-old quarterback does not deviate from his strict diet or lifestyle, which he considers the reason he is still able to play. That also includes not having sex up to 72 hours before each game. Take it for what you will.
And
Gisele was not
How long
having
is
it.
72 hours?
Well, that's
3
Well,
days?
so they could have
3
reached
days.
a compromise, and Gisele could have. He could have allowed Gisele to
Have at it.
because Gisele wouldn't have a problem.
No.
getting younger,
Yep.
stronger, more gifted. You know.
Yeah. Well, that's shocking news.
You know, I can.
I'll say.
Can't you see Gisele? No, I can't say this.
No, you better not. You better
I
not.
almost said it's true, but I can't. I can't
What
say that.
knockers? Thank you,
Thank
doctor.
you, my sir.
Thank you,
my
doctor.
Sir. Thank you, my sir. Wasn't it, my sir?
But boy, if that's the case, that's something else.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's going to get that thing a lot of attention.
What thing?
Whether it's that publication.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, that's
all quarterbacks who won't quit are crazy. Is that what you're telling me?
I guess.
Rodgers is crazy, and now Brady's.
What's with
Brady's-
Rodgers' haircut that makes him look like he has cancer? I don't say that lightly. He's got the weird, half of it shaved, and
Maybe Blue Moon, the new girlfriend.
Looks terrible.
What's the new girlfriend?
Oh yeah. What is
Blue of Moon or
what
something?
is her? What
She's
is
a
her?
witch.
is she a witch from the South America deal?
Yeah, she is. She's.
All right.
You know, the NFL is going to try to ban that stuff.
I would think so.
But because it's basically peyote.
Yeah.
You know, it gives them visions, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. What's her girl? What's her?
BLU. That's just in the
that's
headline.
blue.
Blue of Earth.
Blue of Earth.
Blue of Earth. And I don't
Bet
think
she fits in well in Green Bay.
I don't think Blue of Earth was her birth
think
name.
so.
I think she picked that one up a long
Is she a looker?
What do you think?
Is
I bet
is she?
I would think so.
Is what's the name of the substance that he's the plant?
Ayahuasca. Isn't it ayahuasca?
Ayahuasca,
Wasn't that the deal?
I washed her.
Damn, I promised to bring you guys in gummies today, and I didn't do it.
I'm not
I
having
forgot.
one. I'm
You're
not taking that stuff. No.
You're not?
No.
I took one. My knee was bothering me so much the other night. I took one, and it
That worked?
didn't do any good.
No.
No.
What's like a gumdrop?
Yeah, it's sugar. It's all sugar. It's
A gumdrop like candy?
yeah.
I got an idea.
It's like a Chuckles, only not as good.
Yeah.
You know how with this new Garage Logic Town Council, where we've had usually we have our violation of language on Mondays at about 1:30 when Patrick rolls into the studio. This is for members only events, right?
Right.
The first event should be Royce on gummies.
Oh, God.
Think of the conversation
But
that would be.
I don't think it has affected my sobriety because I do not feel like I got to run out and drink a gin and tonic.
Oh, there you go.
I've taken about 3 in 3 months.
Okay.
Nothing.
Well,
Nothing.
try 3 in an hour.
Well, no, I'm not going to do that.
Well, hey.
Yeah, right.
These
yeah,
drugs
Well,
are
I'm
amazing.
curious about the knee pain. 3 in 3 months ain't going to cure the knee pain.
Yeah, but I thought maybe give me the evening of sleep, it might help me, but it didn't. I don't know.
The gumdrops come in different strengths of marijuana?
Yes, but we got a tobacco. Our convenience store up the street
Yeah.
now has been taken over, and it's like a third of it's tobacco and gummies and stuff. And then but they're really. I'm having a hard time with them because I go in there and half the time the Diet Coke sold out and they don't have any in there, and that's very disgusting. But I bought some. The first ones I bought were like strings, little stringy things. They were terrible, and I don't even know what happened to those. Then I got this thing of them, cost $30 or something, and they're still sitting there. Most of them are there, but I can bring you in one if you
I don't
wanna
want
try.
one.
Yeah, well,
I don't want one.
well, it's an interesting.
Does the DA try one?
Yeah, I talked her into it, and she doesn't do anything for her either.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would think that the more you think about it, if you're gonna get involved with marijuana, you want the pleasure of smoking one.
Well,
right?
you can't smoke.
No, I can't smoke, so I can't. But it's not. Yeah. But we got quite the thing going. We now have the convenience store
Okay.
with the gummies and then right next door a hookah lounge.
Oh.
We got the hookah lounge for the flavored tobaccos. Mostly Muslim kids going in and out of there, and they got the curtains pulled so you never can see in there and see how the crowd is. But like on weekends, there'll be 30, 40 cars in a lot sometimes, so they're doing okay.
On a nice day with the windows down, just stop at a red light on University Avenue and you'll get enough dope smoke to cure your knee.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yep.
I wonder, how did we do at I wonder the soccer game. The Loons crowd took it up a little bit, you think?
I don't know. Well, I guess I don't want to generalize, but maybe that
Why
would be the
not?
crowd that would
Sure,
partake.
why not? Yeah, that's right. They won, by the way, Joe.
We're in the playoffs.
We're in the playoffs, baby.
Oh boy.
It was quite a collapse. They had lost. Their 6 previous games. They had 1 tie, 5 losses, and 2 goals in 6 games. They got outscored 14-2.
You know what they need? They need a guy to light the place up, to get talking about it.
Yes, Alan the Dodger Willie,
Something
somebody
like
like the
that,
Artful Dodger.
Yep.
Yeah, they got.
Saying not enough character?
Well, they need some kind of superstar to get fans talking about them. I got to go see that guy play.
They go watch. People go watch. They sing and they take their kids and the kids like it. And,
Do they sell out?
oh God, yes, all the time.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and yesterday, their biggest crowd ever, 20,000 or something.
How come St. Thomas doesn't ask to use that field?
Well, at this point, they don't need it. You know, the games they're playing. I mean, they don't play St. John's anymore.
Where's
so-
Davidson?
North Carolina.
They
Well,
beat
South
Davidson.
Carolina.
They
South
beat
Carolina.
Davidson.
You know who played there? Steph Curry.
I was going to say, isn't that Steph Curry's school?
Really?
They had very good basketball school down there. Yeah, but Davidson was the defending champion of the Pioneer League, and now I think San Diego's here next week, and they're pretty good.
Speaking of Steph Curry and TMZ, do you love how the Golden State Warriors tried to minimize Draymond Green's
Ooh,
situation?
did you
where
see him?
He says,
Punch?
"Oh,
I
it
didn't
was
see
just
the
a
punch.
minor altercation
Well,
between
that-
2 teammates," and then the video surfaces
Yes.
where Draymond just knocks this guy out with
Yeah.
one sucker punch.
Yes.
and you're thinking,
Now
Ooh,
Draymond
why did he
is-
do that?
it's Draymond Green. He's
Draymond's
an idiot.
crazy, and they were fighting about something. But Draymond had to take a leave from the team to go home and work on himself. He has left the team. And you know what the reaction of the Warriors has been? To investigate where the video leak came from. We're not as worried about the action as we are. This was somebody had broken the trust of the Warriors by showing the video. But well, Draymond's always been crazy, but this was new level stuff.
But Draymond's getting to the point in his career where he's not as good as he used to be, and this is the stuff that's going to cost him his job.
And here's the deal. Both of those guys are up for new contracts after this year, and some people thought it was, and Poole's kind of a outgoing character, and there was some speculation it was they were arguing about who was worth the most money to the Warriors.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's the big fat guy the Mets got? He looks like an old-fashioned baseball
Vogelbach.
player. Vogelbach.
Oh yeah, Dan.
Looks like an
Vogelbach.
old-fashioned baseball player.
And he was a high school teammate of the chubby Hudson, whatever his name, the pitcher the Twins drafted in the 2nd round. They're both from Fort Myers. They were teammates. Hudson, whatever his name is, and he's fat too, and he ate himself out of baseball. Yeah. So that must have been quite a. They must have.
They had a big club.
They must have. They didn't want any bench climb balls. Hudson.
Bishop Verot High School in Fort Myers, Florida.
First rounder, Hudson something. I wrote a piece on him. One spring he showed up. He lost all his weight, and then about 2 weeks later he had it all back. So anyway,
Do we start the NHL season this Thursday?
Thursday night, baby.
Home to the Rangers.
This Rossi looks like the real deal, huh?
He's going to stick.
Well, he's stick, and he led the NHL in exhibition points.
And then you got the King in here on Saturday night. They got 2 home
stink.
games.
They're not good anymore, are they?
No, I don't think so.
Hudson.
I'm
number one
looking it up.
draft
I'm looking it up.
Pitcher, Hudson, drafted by first name Hudson.
When does the NBA start?
Another couple of weeks. Another couple of weeks. So,
And who do they?
I think our Wolves are we have been very dominant this winter in exhibition games.
They beat the Lakers the other night.
Hudson Boyd.
Hudson Boyd. Yes, thank you very much.
Now you got the
Same high school.
2001.
Gopher football at Illinois
Yes.
Saturday.
Did you see the Iowa-Illinois game?
Oh, my
No.
God.
What a battle. 9-6. Illinois wins. The Iowa offense is unbelievable.
9-6.
If you missed Bronco Nagurski in 1928,
Make sure you
go
tune in
watch
for
the
Hawkeye
Hawkeyes.
football.
It's unbelievable. I said on Twitter, were both the field goals drop kicks? I mean, it's unbelievable how stinking the coach's kid is the offensive coordinator,
Ferentz's kid.
and he won't gas this idiot.
I'm married into the Hawkeye
Yes.
fan base.
How are they doing?
My brother-in-law sent me because this was a Saturday night tilt for the
Yes,
Hawkeyes,
yes, right.
and so he was into his cups, of course, and he says, "Any chance you have a say to get the University of Wisconsin to hire this bleeping Ferentz out of our lives?" Meaning,
no.
get him out of here. We're so sick of Ferentz's kid.
It is not going to happen. Wisconsin, now that Wisconsin they're 1-0 with the new coach, Jimmy Leonard is going to get that job.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. What do you think? You think
Yes,
we're good? We're good. Yeah, I thought we
Give
good.
him enough?
What do you
Hudson
think?
Boyd, we
A
found
good
it.
solid C+, would you say, Reavers?
Wait, you were going to ask the mayor the most important question of the day, related to certain classes that were joined together at the hip over the weekend in baseball.
Oh, yes. What do you think of Class A and B being merged in state amateur baseball? Town ball. Have you formed an opinion on that yet?
Is this high school?
No.
Well, in some cases,
town
there's
ball.
yeah.
This is town ball.
Oh, is that good for town ball?
I think so personally. Yes.
What he
Pay
said.
for it.
I'll go with what he said.
Okay, all right. That was a national scoop by me.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, really, some guys are, breaking news on whether Kaprizov is going
Right.
to get out of Russia or not.
Yeah.
I'm all over amateur baseball.
I
Except
got
I'm
her.
losing my guy Krieger now,
Right,
so
exactly.
I might not even.
You need a new mole.
I need a new mole. Is right. Yes. All right. See ya.
Good enough.
Bye.
Gents, before we go, though, I need to make mention that St. Thomas football homecoming is October 15th. You can celebrate homecoming on the beautiful St. Thomas campus. Is that this Saturday, by the way? It is this Saturday.
And San Diego, a very worthy opponent, I believe. No, maybe not.
No, I have the Tommies are going to take on the Drake Bulldogs.
Oh, yeah, the
at
Drake Bulldogs.
1
yes.
o'clock this Saturday afternoon at O'Shaughnessy Stadium. Tickets are only $15. So you just go to TommySports.com to buy your tickets today.
I was there last year for homecoming. They had a nice crowd, and they'll probably
What's
have
it hold?
9,000. Yeah, they said they announced 7,000 the other day. That's more than they hold. That's standing up. But
Well, that's enough.
that's enough. Yeah, they'll have 8,000 for sure. Homecoming over there. There's 1 o'clock. You can already see people weaving.
At 1 o'clock,
At 1
of course,
o'clock,
yes.
going. Yeah, it's
You
good.
need to take in homecoming this weekend
Yes,
at your school.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, go to TommySports.com.
I might
and
be
buy your
able to
tickets.
hear it from where I'm going to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. TommySports.com. Buy your tickets. We'll see you later.
Don't you enjoy fall in Minnesota? The leaves change colors, the kids are back in school, and the apples are ready for picking. So what do apples and insurance have in common? That's a great question. When it comes to getting an insurance quote, many people want an apples-to-apples comparison. The Canopy Group can't do that, and here's why. At the Canopy Group, we believe our clients deserve only the best insurance coverage for the best price. That's why we only offer our clients combined single limit coverage. It's the best. Most captive carriers only offer split limit coverage. 100, 300. This type of coverage leaves you open to gaps and on the hook at claiming time. That doesn't work for you as it should. At the Canopy Group, we're often able to increase coverage from split limit to combined single limit and save clients money. If you want an apples-to-apples comparison, be prepared. The Canopy Group's apples are much bigger and better than the competition. To make sure you're getting the best insurance, call 800-967-3389 or visit thecanopygroup.com. You have heard me discuss my relationship with Josh Arnold for some time. The reason I advocate that you give Josh a call is simple. trust, and results. Josh has seen it all when it comes to economic and market conditions. As has been said, through all of our relationship, past results do not guarantee future returns. And while that is true, Josh can make sure that your retirement objectives match your investments. You can understand that Josh will make sure you are not paying more in fees than you are seeing in returns. Yes, that is more common than you would like to think. Do yourself a favor and have a booking with Josh for the 48-minute free evaluation. This is a no-obligation meeting. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. You will be glad that you did.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice.
Patrick Royce is a paid endorser.